Hey, this is Brandon from thirstgym.com, and today we're talking about the best supplements for athletes. So these are going to be supplements that can help you perform better, but also improve your health at the same time. Things that I think need to be checked for every athlete to optimize your performance. And here's what they are. First supplement is going to be a good old-fashioned creatine supplement, particularly monohydrate. If you can find that, it seems to be the most studied supplement in the supplement industry, and it's going to help you with your performance in terms of improving your speed and your power. So what creatine does, it basically helps fuel your body through helping generate ATP, these really small molecules that essentially are the backbone of the energy of your muscular contractions and everything you do in an everyday scenario. But by taking creatine, we can load up on those stores, have them more readily available. So then when we need to replenish them, our body has them more actively available to us. So generally, I would recommend just taking 3 to 5 grams of creatine per day. Again, this is a very cost-effective supplement. You can take it every single day. It doesn't matter what time you take it. There's no preloading or anything like that. That's all been kind of debunked. So check out creatine monohydrate as my first suggestion, especially in terms of improving performance, especially if you need more speed, power, and extra oomph in the gym. The second supplement is going to be a vitamin D supplement, particularly D3. This is what our body makes whenever we are subjected to sunlight and sun rays. So when we're being outside, the sun hits our skin, and then what happens is that we convert that eventually into vitamin D, which is great for overall health. So those that usually are in winter months, you have to be inside a lot, I definitely recommend taking vitamin D3 during those times. If you happen to be outside a lot, you might be able to pass on this, but just as a reassurance, I take one every single day. 5,000 IUs is usually what I recommend for most athletes and active people. You can also get your blood work done and see where your vitamin D levels are, and then adjust that dosage based upon what you need. If you are somebody that's outside all the time, like I said, you can probably get away with this without this, but I would still recommend taking it just for that reassurance that you have it, especially in those winter months. But it's also good for a lot of other host of things. It seems to help with overall bone density, muscular contractions. There's a lot of good benefits behind vitamin D3 besides just the D part for your bones. There seems to be some other benefits here as well for your overall health. And again, this is a very cost-effective supplement. I personally take the NutriBio Vitamin D3 5000 IU. Supplement number 3 is going to be iron, and in particular, if you can get it with vitamin C, that will help with the absorption of it. But this is definitely more targeted towards the female athletes. We do understand that you have a menstrual cycle and a period, and that makes this more valuable for you. But we find that athletes that have adequate iron generally perform better, they feel better, their hemoglobin levels are better, and that just overall lets you be a better athlete and perform better. Again, another very cost-effective supplement. It is not very expensive. This one in particular is 65 micrograms. This is what my wife takes one time per day, and this works really well for her performance needs. So I would start there, and then again, you can adjust this based upon what you need. And again, this is another thing that you can have tested in your blood work to see if you are deficient or low, and you can adjust your dosages based off of that blood work. All right, the next supplement here is going to be electrolytes. And in particular, I really like Element. Got me a nice little fancy water bottle here. Sorry, I don't have the packets with me currently. But Element is one that I really trust and like. And this is really loaded up with salt. And I think salt gets a bad rap. But as an athlete, you need salt to be able to perform. It's important for every muscular contraction that you do in your body, on top of obviously the potassium and the magnesium and some of the other things that are also included in Element. But athletes don't understand how vital that is and how low they might actually be on the electrolyte side. Usually people are just going to push water, but the thing is, if you don't have the electrolytes to help with that water, you can still cramp by having too much water and essentially making your body have a natural diuretic from being overhydrated. But by having plenty of salt and other electrolytes in your system, again, you're going to help prevent those cramps. You're going to perform better. You're going to find that you're less thirsty when you're playing because you've got those adequate electrolytes to help shuttle that water through your tissues as needed when you're performing really hard. Okay, the next supplement I'm going to recommend is going to be a multivitamin. And I know that seems kind of cliche, but chances are you're not getting enough fruits and vegetables in your diet. You're performing at a high level. You're doing a lot of practices. You're sweating a lot, going back to the electrolyte thing. But the nice thing about a multivitamin is you're going to get a good complex of vitamins to kind of check all your bases, but they're also usually heavily loaded up in B vitamins, which is important for producing energy. So this is loaded up. I really like Multisport Men's Daily for NutriBio. This is actually so dosed that I only take half the dose per day, so one in the morning, one in the evening, but it's got everything from A, D, E, K, all your B vitamins. It's got some of the D that we talked about. It's got some of the electrolytes in it. It's even got some extra things to help with extra absorption. There's just a lot of good things in a good quality multivitamin. And again, really cost effective. This has 120 capsules. I take 2 a day. So this basically lasts me 2 months. And it's like $35 or something like that. So, I mean, it's really cost effective. Just make sure you are taking this with food because you do have some fat soluble vitamins here and you want to make sure that your body can absorb those while you're taking it. So easily, like I said, just take it with breakfast and then take it again with dinner and you'll make sure your bases are covered, and that's going to fill those gaps in throughout your normal quality nutrition that you should be getting. All right, the next one, which everyone probably expected, is going to be a supplemental protein. In particular, I like whey protein isolate. This works really well with most people's stomachs. You're usually not going to have an issue with 100% whey isolate in terms of absorption and dealing with stomach issues. The thing I really like about NutriBio's here is that even if you need something that's dairy-free, this works because the lactate that you struggle with is taken out of this. So you can still take this and actually absorb it. Again, I would just find something that's isolate. And then when you're checking these ingredients, you want to make sure that basically all it is protein. This one just says on other ingredients, it's got some natural flavors in it, a little bit of sucralose for sweetener. And honestly, that's really it. Everything else is just protein. Again, it's a very calorie effective way to make sure you're getting calories because it's all protein, right? That you might have a gram or two of fat here and maybe a gram or two of carbs at times, but like this one has only 2 grams of carbs for the whole scoop, and each one's going to give me about 25 grams. That's really kind of what you want to look for, 20 to 30 grams per serving in the scoop. Obviously, the bigger that you buy, the more cost effective it is. Protein is somewhat expensive in terms of the initial upfront cost. Like this might be $80, which is pretty expensive, but then when you take into the fact that there's 74 servings, you're basically talking $1 per serving. And that's going to be really hard to beat, especially if you're trying to drink RTDs or drinks that are already made for you. Those are going to hover anywhere from $2 to $4 a piece. So this is way more cost effective, and you can mix this in with just about anything. So if you need to gain weight, you can mix it with ice cream and peanut butter or whatever. If you're trying to lean out, lose a little bit of weight, bring your body weight down, you can have this just with water and just have the 120 calories and then supplement it with a little bit of extra carbs post-workout, and you'll be in a good spot. The other thing when it comes to dosing this, overall protein goals for the day matter more than the ingestion time. So just because you pick this up and take it after your workout, that's good. I'm not going to knock on that. But if you're still well underneath your threshold of protein, say you need 150 grams per day and you're only getting 100, I would really focus on eating more whole foods to get more protein before trying to add all this in. The only caveat to that would be is if you're incredibly active and always on the go and getting protein in is harder, then having 1 or 2 scoops of these throughout the day makes it more easily to get that in, which is another benefit of protein powder. So again, I really like NutriBio's isolate. This is the only protein I've taken for almost 15 years now because of my body doesn't handle regular concentrated whey very, very well. So again, I recommend isolate just because most athletes will not have an issue with it. And if you're taking it anywhere near a sporting event, that's the last thing you want to have GI issues. Okay, and the last supplement is going to be a fish oil or omega-3 supplement. Again, I really like NutriBio's. One, you get this nice big thing. This is 500 fish oils. This is going to last you a long time. And again, this is another cost-effective product. It's going to be $25 to $30 depending upon what kind of brand and whatnot you get. When you break that out over 50 soft gels, that's incredibly cheap. And I take 2 of these per day. I choose to take 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. You can only take 1 a day if you want. You might take 3. I think the big thing that matters here is 1, how much fish do you get in your daily diet or your weekly diet? Looking from a week, are you eating fish anywhere in there? If not, then I would probably recommend 2 to 3 per day. If you do live close to a coast or you eat fish on a more regular basis, then you might be able to decrease the supplement just a little bit. because you are getting that through natural food sources. But I still recommend at least one per day because you know that this is quality fish oil and you know you're getting a decent amount, where depending upon how you're eating your fish, especially if it might be breaded or something, it's really not going to be a good source of omega-3 fatty acids. And this is obviously just the omega-3. And the other thing that I like here with NutriBio is it breaks down how much EPA and how much DHA you're getting in each soft gel. So that makes it easier to track of the quality of the fish oil that you're getting, because those are what is important from that. This also has general health benefits. So talking about eyes, hair, skin, nails, that's all great. It's also great for your joints. So it's thought that it will help lubricate and naturally make your joints feel better, which if you're a high performing athlete, you're wearing your joints down every single day, everything you do. You shouldn't be hurting by any means, but obviously this can play a little bit of preventative measure there. But also omega-3 is highly tied to general inflammation in the body. So the more omega-3s that are usually in your body, you're going to find that there's decreased inflammation. Decreased inflammation means you're going to feel better. You're going to feel less aches and pains. You're going to be more recovered, which means you're going to get more from your training and your sport practices. So again, I would recommend picking up an omega-3 fish oil. And again, like I said, another cost-effective option. Okay, that wraps up my supplements that I would recommend for athletes. Again, there are a lot here that I recommended. A lot of them were NutriBio, and that's mainly because I am affiliated with them. I've been a part of NutriBio for quite some time, and I want to disclose that up front so you know. But again, I've been taking them for well over a decade. That's pretty much exclusively all that I take, just because I know the quality that I'm getting is good. But again, you can outsource other brands or find something that works well for your budget, because you can find cheaper or more expensive options depending upon what you're looking for. I do recommend, if you want NutriBio, I'm fortunate enough for any of my clients, friends, athletes, or if you're watching this video, you can get a discount code. You just use the code BSMITLY10, and that will save you 10% on your order. And then hopefully that makes these even more cost effective for you so that you can see some results from your training and your sport practices. Again, I appreciate you stopping by. If you got any questions, let me know in the comment section below. What supplement do you take that you think is incredibly valuable that maybe I missed? Would love to hear them down below. That's all I've got. Thanks. Have a great day.